Hi, my name is Lisa Hepner, and I'm the author of All I Really Needed to Know About Life I Learned from a Rubber Band. Now, many people ask me, how did I get the concept, the idea for this book? And so I want to share that process with you and how I got the idea. And then I also want to share with you what you can actually learn from a little rubber band. One day I was writing an article about the spiritual principles of inner peace and world peace, and I was trying to find a simple way to explain these principles, a way that was entertaining, that would appeal to the masses. And I had writer's block, and I was stumped. And I was sitting at my computer, and I happened to grab a rubber band that was on my desk, and I started fidgeting with it, and I was thinking to myself, boy, if only I could find some tool, something that I could use as a metaphor, something that people could relate to, some kind of everyday item that could really be used as a metaphor to explain these principles of peace. And then I was fidgeting with this rubber band, and then I looked up at my bookshelf, and I saw this best-selling book, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, and I thought, what if all we needed to know about peace or life we could learn from a rubber band? Wouldn't that be funny? And it was kind of a joke at first, and yet then my mind started to go with it. And now, actually, after a year of toying with the idea, I'm absolutely convinced that all we need to know about life we can learn from this little rubber band. So let's say for a moment that this rubber band represents our situations, our circumstances, our experiences. Now there are predominantly 4 things that we do with our experiences. Number 1, we try to make things happen, which would be equivalent to taking this rubber band and twisting it and contorting it and trying to make this happen. Now if I continued to twist this rubber band around my wrist, what would happen? Cut off the circulation to my hand, right? The same thing happens in life. Often when we try to make something happen, we actually constrict that flow of life, because I believe life wants to work, life wants to flow, and yet sometimes we impede that progress. The second thing we do with our rubber bands, our experiences, are we take them and we deny them. We can't deal with them, so we shove them in a drawer. Now what would happen if I continued to shove this rubber band in a drawer because I can't deal with this? If I did that day after day, year after year, I'd end up with something like this, right? Now this is a big old ball of rubber bands all tangled together. Now at this point, if you've ever tried to untangle something like this is a little bit difficult to untangle. So the key is to start accepting our experiences as they happen so we don't accumulate and end up with this big mess. Now the third thing we do with our experiences are we take them and we use them to hurt ourselves, which would be equivalent to taking this rubber band and snapping ourselves with it. Now I'm betting that most of you wouldn't walk around all day, ding, ding, snapping ourselves with our rubber bands. Yet anytime we're fearful, we're worried, we're reactive, this is what we're doing. And the fourth thing we do with our experiences, our rubber bands, and I have to put a disclaimer here that the stunt you are about to see is performed by a trained professional. Please do not try this stunt at home or at work. But the last thing we do with our experiences is we take them and we direct them outward at someone else, right? Now, what usually happens when we do that, a lot of times we get rubber bands shot back at us too, right? I also don't think most of us would consciously walk around all day, ping, ping, our family members or loved ones. Yet anytime we judge someone, we blame someone, we lash out in anger, this is what we're doing. We're shooting our rubber bands at someone. So basically, those are the 4 things that we do with our rubber bands and experiences. So truly you can see that all we need to know about life, we really can learn from this little rubber band.